People say you have to have a lot of passion for what you're doing, and it's totally true. And the reason is because it's so hard that if you don't, any rational person would give up. It's really hard, and you have to do it over a sustained period of time. So if you don't love it, if you're not having fun doing it, you don't really love it, you're going to give up. And that's what happens to most people, actually. If you really look at the ones that ended up, being successful, unquote, in the eyes of society, and the ones that didn't, oftentimes it's the ones that are successful loved what they did so they could persevere when it got really tough. And the ones that didn't love it quit because they're sane, right? Who would want to put up with this stuff if you don't love it? So it's a lot of hard work, and it's a lot of worrying constantly. And if you don't love it, you're going to fail. So you got to love it. You got to have passion.
I'm begging, begging you, put your loving hand out there.
Giving you all you want and more, giving you every piece of me. I don't want, never can afford.
Ass all nice and loud, looking for the submission that can put it down. You gotta scoop it to the left, scoop it to the right, then put it in the first and right.
I went to the woods because I wanted to live deliberately. I wanted to live deep and suck out all the marrow of life. Put to rout all that was not life, and not when I had come to die, discover that I had not lived.
When someone asks how much I spent on my Jeep,
somewhere between 700 billion and $1.3 trillion.
My observation has been that if there's a tight relationship and if one party is betrayed by the other in that manner, that it's almost always irreconcilable. It breaks it. And
I started doing all the things that no one wanted to do with me alone.
Crush it bit, little bit, roll it up, take a hit, feel it, feeling like 2 a.m. summer night.
Someone once told me this quote that totally changed my life. They said, "Where you are a year from now is a reflection of the choices that you choose to make right now."
If you're in your 20s and you aren't trying to get rich and shredded, what TF you doing?
And that's where I go back to values. Find out what your values are and stay with them. And when you wander off, and we will, it could be one night, in drink, it could be whatever, bring it back to line. Put right what damage has been done over that and move on. And that's really important. No one's perfect. We are all basically flawed human beings who are all trying to develop ourselves to the best we can, and acknowledge that, embrace that, accept it, and then say, right, I've been flawed, I know what that looks like, I don't want to be it again. I'll slip off a few times, but I know where I am and I know who I am.
Oh, you think darkness is your ally? You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by it. I didn't see the light until I was already a man.
He should have killed me when he had the chance, cause now I'm back and I'm gonna kill you and your whole fucking team. You and them bitch kids.
I hired these guys to build me a new warehouse. Took them 1 day. Look at this. They're like a bunch of little mice running around. And it's crazy.
You know how I broke my own heart? I stayed in situations I knew were done. I stayed in relationships I knew were through. I stayed with people I knew didn't want me. They wanted an Instagram comparison of what I was. And I couldn't give them that. Like, that's not, my processes wouldn't allow me to get to that place. And I'm fine with that. I'm okay. You know why? Because I'm enough. Because I've plowed.
On the tip, they bitches want my jerk. I pull up on these hoes. I'm riding that spaceship. These hoes, they want my pole. These hoes want the little dick. These bitches want young cat. Pia on the track. Bitch, give me back. Tatted on the back.
She's mad. This is the quotes that apparently I say.
Drop your load. I gotta go get the load out. You got heartbeat? Downed him, downed him. Oh, I died. I died, you guys. No, don't go that way. You should go down to the basement. He's in the hallway. Downed him.
You might be wondering if your ex regrets losing you. Well, if you're a good partner, deep down they probably do. But this is irrelevant. The question you should be asking is whether they were right for you. Chances are they probably weren't, so who cares whether they regret their decision? Your focus needs to be on you and the partner that you want to attract.
I ran across this quote, and I think some of you may need to hear it. And it goes, God said, because of where I'm taking you, it's going to bring the people from the past back to you. But be careful. I've already shown you who they are. Listen one more time.
But there's no medicine, you know the cure. And I could be lost.
One of the most important ones was early in my life. One of my mentors, a man named Jim Rohn, said, Tony, all you have to focus on in your life is find a way to add more value than anybody else does, and you'll never have to worry about anything. Be the person that does more for others, and life will just be anything you want out of it. It really is what it is. And he also said the way to do that is every day work harder on yourself than anything else. Because if you become more intelligent, more valuable, more skilled, you can add more value to other people.
Reason number 46 why you should let me ride.
Big pimpin', baby. Better ball, better.
Your skin, oh yeah, your skin and bones turn to some.
You have a choice. Your choice is to either join this group over here of nobodies and nothings and celebrate nothing with them every fucking weekend and bitch and moan and cry about how everybody fucked you and society fucked you and your job fucked you and your upbringing fucked you and your race fucked you and the government fucked you, and you're gonna fucking go over there and you're gonna be fucking miserable. Or you can come over here and you can understand that the only thing noble about victimhood is overcoming it. You can understand that the only thing noble about your life is going to be what you show people is actually possible. Okay? We're all put here for a fucking reason. And it's not to go over here and beat on this drum about what should be and what's not fair.
not used to being confident, confidence feels like arrogance. When you're used to being passive, assertiveness feels like aggression. When you're not used to getting your needs met, prioritizing yourself feels selfish. Your comfort zone is not a good benchmark.